want to start by asking Adil Singh Boparai why you think the Election Commission's notice on the issue of Rahul Gandhi calling the Prime Minister panauti is ill-founded. Given that this isn't parliamentary language by any means, the EC is within its rights to ask Rahul Gandhi to explain his personalized attack on the Prime Minister.
Well, Kanwal Saab, firstly, we're extremely disappointed by the partisan position which has been taken by the Election Commission of India. I think it demonstrates their duplicity, their double standards and their hypocrisy. We've had a barrage of comments from the BJP's top echelons against our leadership, and I have a list of those comments. Murkho ke Sardar, Vish Kanya, Congress ki Vidwa, Jersey Cow, Shehzada Rahul, 50 crore rupee girlfriend, Night Watchman, Rahu Kal, Rakshas. So certainly the Election Commission of India, which is an arbiter under our constitutional scheme of things, can't turn a blind eye to what is said by the BJP. It cannot be par for the course. If it's a jibe on one side, it has to be a jibe on the other side. So therefore, for the Election Commission of India to become an interested player and alter the level playing field, I think leaves much to be desired. Coming to the larger political point, I think these elections are not about the Prime Minister. These elections are about the issues which are grappling the people of these states. Now, predominantly and majorly, our focus has been on price rise, on unemployment and rampant corruption in the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, unfortunately, some of the BJP and their acolytes want to change the narrative. I think it's too late in the day. The people of these states have made up their mind.
BJP leaders have used words like Jersey Cow, 50 crore ki girlfriend. Nobody seemed to object to that. Here, the Election Commission gets prickly on Rahul Gandhi using the word panauti. The Congress arguing he didn't even name the Prime Minister at that time. He alluded to his presence without naming the Prime Minister. He's saying the EC is batting for you.
Good evening, Rahul. Good evening, everybody. Well, even the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, did not name Rahul Gandhi when he mentioned Murkho ka Sardar, or when he used a whole lot of words that you mentioned. You know, to my understanding, a panauti is somebody who, after spending 20 years in public life, struggles with the full form of MSP. You know, who gets confused whether petrol comes under the ambit of GST or not, who questions the essence of Bharat Mata, and who says that, you know, for every litre of petrol that you fill in your vehicle, 50% goes to Adani. And in fact, I would like the Congress person to throw light and elucidate it, to explain how does that happen. So, you know, do you expect us to call that person a genius? And, you know, we have been facing attacks from the Congress from 2007 onwards when Honorable Prime Minister, then the CM of Gujarat was called Maut Ka Saudagar. We have learned to live with it. We normally don't respond. But when they demonize the country, and again over here, when did the Prime Minister use the word, Murkho ka Sardar? He used it when a lie was spread about the Make in India program, that most of the phones in your hand are assembled in China, whereas today 98% of the phones in India, circulated in India, are assembled in India. Again, I'm using the word assembled. You know, this guy, Rahul Gandhi, goes abroad, he picks up a Sikh gentleman among the journalists and says Sikhs are not safe in India. So when, you know, these kinds of lies are spread to demonize the image of India, that is when we respond with certain harsh words.
Pawan Verma, this is election season. Is this fair game? You throw some punches, you take some punches, or do you think Rahul Gandhi was out of line in calling the Prime Minister of the country a panauti?
Well, Rahul, let me first make one thing clear. I am very much in politics and very much in touch with political parties, but not in any political party at the moment. I am dismayed, and the country is dismayed, at the level of political discourse in this country, where name-calling, irrelevant blame-gaming, personal attacks, acrimony, bitterness have become the norm. And when the leadership resorts to this kind of language, there are enough acolytes who follow blindly. So that's the first comment I want to make. Secondly, I do want to say that it is rather shallow in the context in which panauti was used to attack the Prime Minister. I am not for a moment condoning the language used against opposition leaders, and especially against Mr. Rahul Gandhi, which Adil gave a list of. But in general, I think that these are not the kind of tactics that pay dividends in elections. And why do I say that? Adil pointed to the fact that there are real grievances and legitimate grievances in the population. Price rise, unemployment, and so on and so forth. True. What has the opposition done about it for the last 5 years? And 6 months before the elections, the opposition woke up to come together. They had a meeting in June in Patna. Within a week, actually, they should have formed a secretariat, come out with a common minimum program, set up a core group to decide on vote sharing. Nothing happens for 4 weeks. They meet in Bengaluru. They have coffee, tea, and dinner. Nothing happens for the next 5 weeks. They meet in Mumbai. And you are talking then of trying to use the legitimate grievances of the people to fight a government that you feel perpetuates them, without doing anything substantive
You're making a
on the
very
ground.
important point. The fact that you haven't been pushing the India alliance post Mumbai. Kamalnath himself called off your Bhopal rally where you should be making effort. You are not. You are resorting to name calling and potentially encouraging superstitious thought amongst the Indian voters. Why should the Prime Minister's presence and the team's defeat be linked? You're seeding the wrong thought. Rahul Gandhi should be progressive.
Well, with utmost respect, I disagree with Pawan Sahab. The fact of the matter is this is one minor which is extrapolated from a 30-minute speech. Please pick up Mr. Gandhi's speech. Mr. Gandhi has been consistently raising the cudgels against his government on issues which matter to the people of this country. Whether it is petrol prices, whether it is the farmer issues, whether it is rising intolerance against disadvantaged sections of the society. So therefore, to say that the Congress party has not been consistent and persevering on issues, I think that is wholly incorrect. In fact, on the contrary, it is the Congress party which has time and again reiterated and brought the issues of the people in center stage. On the contrary, the Bharatiya Janata Party wants to convert this into about Mr. Modi. Let me repeat this again and again. The Supreme Leader demonstrates signs of megalomania and narcissism. It is not about him. It is about 1.4 billion people of this country. Let's talk about price rise. Let's talk about unemployment. These are the issues which matter. You want to pick up one portion, or rather should I say one line of a 30-minute speech and send a notice using your front, unfortunately, which is the ECI, I think is most unbecoming. But be that as it may, this strengthens our resolve and we will fight the BJP tooth and nail to ensure that the constitutional framework of this country is restored.
Hindal, is the opposition's messaging on point? They're trying to attack the Prime Minister, sink the idea like Rahul Gandhi became Pappu in public imagination, sink the idea that the Prime Minister somehow panauti? Or do you think, like in 2019, when they called Chaukidar Chor hai, that this too potentially could backfire?
No, I actually see all of this as part of a particularly nasty kind of politics, no matter which party does it. Party agnostic, it brings down, as I would like to agree with Pavanji, that it brings down the entire temperature of our politics. Remember, we are at a very critical stage. We have to become a $5 trillion economy. Look at the kind of debates we're having. But also, I want to point out, a colleague of mine on this panel said that the ECI is a front of a particular political party. That's another scary thing. If we begin to question even our fundamental institutions, then look at where we are going. Our fundamental institutions, we don't know whether they are, people have doubts about them. Our politics is at a whole, low level of conversation. I don't think this is where our politics should be. And I think this is particularly a historical moment in that sense. I don't think in the past our politics was this sort of, the language, the discourse was so
It tends to happen in election season. Each time there's an election, they go low. I mean, once the election campaigning is over, then things kind of come back to an old equilibrium.
And that's politics, right? But, I just feel that every time we feel that we've hit a new low, we fall a little bit.
Are we just coming back, to an old low, or is it sinking to a lower low?
No, without a doubt, it's a downward trajectory. Let's not befool ourselves. There have been in this country political differences in an institutionalized manner since 1947. Even in the greatest moments of political rivalry, there has been a certain sense of respect and dignity with which you treat your opponent. We have sterling examples of the past. For instance, the relationship between Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Jawaharlal Nehru. But today, there is a brittleness in the political system. And everything is either a black and white polarity. Either you are with us or you are totally against us. If you are with us, you are national. If not, you are anti-national. If you are with us, you stay in India. Otherwise, you go to Pakistan. This kind of tutu meme is frankly not becoming
So is
of
it down
what is
to
the
the
world's
cast of
largest
characters?
democracy.